Hi Cancer, welcome to your July 2020 Tarot reading. Let's get started. So, right away when I started your reading, I noticed right away that you've been changing your mind a lot about how you think about something or several things. So it's not only in July that this will be happening, but I feel like this has been happening a while, and this is going to kind of get confronted or dealt with on a different level in the month of July. It's almost like you don't know what's right, and you wish you had more support in your life. And it almost feels like you kind of want someone to tell you what's right or what to do. But you know that that's not really appropriate, but you can't help but feel that way. The first card you have is the Eight of Cups. And what I felt really strongly is that you were really on the edge of moving to a higher level of consciousness, whatever that means for you. It doesn't necessarily need to mean spirituality. It will be spirituality for a lot of you, but just a higher level way of thinking about something from a bigger view. But you kind of retreated. You kind of didn't really want to go there in the end. It felt like too big to be so big and responsible in your outlook. It seemed overwhelming. So I kind of see you at the beginning of the month. You're kind of wanting to abandon that and just engage in something to kind of forget about your responsibilities. Like you want to just engage in pleasures. For some of you, it might be that you meet like a new love interest and you just want to throw yourself into that person instead of dealing with yourself alone. So I do see that you kind of want to walk away from life's responsibilities and not go to that higher view and being totally responsible for yourself. It's almost like you were on your way to like a space of like radical self-responsibility and self-reliance, and then you kind of stepped back. And I feel like the advice here is that this is not the time to walk away from what you were dealing with. There might be a future time to do that, but the message I'm getting is that this month it's better for you to just stay in what you were doing and resolve that. Like, don't walk away from it, is what the advice I'm feeling from this. It's better to just stay and deal with it. Because if you walk away, it doesn't really go away and it might get worse. But I do see that you're going to choose to stay. So I feel like that's going to happen for the vast majority of you guys, but a few of you might not. But so that's the good news. I feel like most of you guys will stay and deal with it, and that you're deciding to be brave about it. And that's the energy I get with the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords, sometimes that can mean someone's bringing falsehoods to you, or someone stealing from you. I don't feel that in this situation. I feel it like you're being more brave and you're realizing that the situation that felt overwhelming to you, that you wanted to walk away from, you figured out a smart way to deal with it. You're like, I don't need to like throw all my entire being and energy into it and exhaust myself. You realize I don't need to do that. I could be smart about this. So you're changing your approach. It's almost like if you look at the man in this card, like he's being very hidden and stealthy. So you're kind of like protecting yourself more, and you are going to go about this like just a smarter way. So it won't be so heavy. So it's going to be like a relief. It's not going to drain you so much. And I feel like you're dealing with difficult people or a difficult person. It's more than that. It's not just a difficult person. It's almost like there's something pretty bad maybe going on that you need to deal with a person. And it's almost like the saying, keep your friends close but your enemies closer. You're like thinking of a new way to deal with this person or group of people or situation, where like you're going to avoid direct confrontation, even though that's might have how you did things in the past. And you're like, I'm not going to do that. Like, I'm going to be sly and slick about this. And I'm going to be nice to this person. so I can not manipulate them, but it's like you want to resolve this situation. So you're going to be very diplomatic and tactful and not get into big arguments with them the way that you used to, because you're realizing that that's not going to work and that it was draining you anyway. So you're going to be really smart about how you go about this now. And it's going to conserve a lot of your energies, and you're going to be so happy about that. Yeah, it's almost like you're going to get one over on someone, I think is the saying. Like you're going to outsmart someone and resolve this problem of like this toxic situation or person, and you're going to do it a very smart way that doesn't drain you. And by like the middle of the month, you're feeling really good about this, which is what I get from looking at the Sun card here, which is a very, very positive card. Some say it's the most positive card in the entire tarot deck. Whatever that situation was, it's like success. You're like, oh, I did it. Like it got resolved. You succeeded in some way with this situation. What you did worked. You're seeing that. And I almost feel like you're going to look amazing, like physically. I know that sounds kind of weird because we haven't been talking about that, but it's almost like when you feel good, you look good. And it's like you're going to be looking really vibrant, and people are going to notice, like, gosh, you look so good. Because this situation was almost making you feel sick, and it's like, oh, you feel so much better now that you've figured out like a way smarter way to deal with it. You're just going to feel and look better. And like you're going to have this clarity and understanding that you haven't had before in this situation. You get like a bigger view of it. Like you become bigger than the problem, and you realize that you can handle this. Yeah, I just see like vitality returning to you. You're just having a lot of joy and optimism. Like you're just feeling really good by the middle of the month. The next card, so now the last two cards I kind of see as like toward the middle end of the month. This Queen of Swords. And this is an air sign energy. It could be an air sign individual of Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, Sun, Moon, or rising sign. It could be you if you have an air sign that is a rising or moon sign, or maybe not. Maybe you're just in this air energy. I feel like it's you. And the Queen of Swords is like, it's like a woman who has known sorrow. So like, and please don't get caught up in the gender, because everyone has masculine and feminine energy. So even if you're a male, this could just be the energy that you're in. It has nothing to do with like your gender in particular. So what I see from this Queen of Swords energy is that because of everything that you've gone through this month, and not just this month, you've been dealing with this issue for a while now, whatever it is for you. You're more mature now and self-reliant. And like, a lot of people have let you down. I feel that. I feel a lot of pain from that. Like, you relied on people and they let you down. And you're like, you're better now because of that. You know how to rely on yourself better now because of that. So you're just matured a lot. And know how to deal with situations now. I also feel that the advice here is to stay in that energy, like that Seven of Swords energy of being really smart and crafty and just really smart about how you deal with issues instead of getting all emotional and just letting yourself fall apart. The advice is to stay in that, because there is some more stuff ahead that you're going to have to deal with. I'm sorry to say that, but I'm not going to lie to you, Cancer. Like, I feel like there's more stuff coming up at the end of the month and just moving forward that you're going to have to deal with. But the good news is that you've learned this new method and technique of how to deal with stuff. And you're going to be able to use that moving forward to help you. So I also feel with this Queen of Swords energy that you're going to do what's right in a situation, even if people are going to crap all over you about it. Even if people are going to think you're wrong, or, oh, you're being this way or whatever, they're going to speak badly about it, but you know what's right. And it's what I'm feeling is that whatever it is you're doing is you're doing the right thing, and other people are going to just not appreciate it or not understand it. But you're going to do what's right anyway, I feel really strongly. And the reason why is because you have this clarity, like you're not confused about stuff anymore like the way you used to. You used to get all confused about like, oh, what's right? What should I do? But like you're getting all this like really strong clarity and understanding this month. Yeah. You're getting this perception and clarity that you haven't really had before. And you're not really doubting yourself the way you did before. Yeah. That's what you've gained from whatever happens this month, this process that you go through with this issue. You're gaining that clarity. And the last card you have, what I see as the end of the month, is the Eight of Swords. And yes, this isn't a great card to get. And again, sorry, Cancer, but I'm going to tell you the truth. It's feeling like you're back in a fear mode at the end of the month. But it's your own doing. Like, look at the woman in this card. She has a blindfold around her. She doesn't want to see what's around her. And in the background are these rays of light coming from the clouds. So she's put herself in a mental prison. And you kind of fall back into like an old pattern, I think, at the end of the month, where you feel very fearful and like you can't move. But you can get out of this. And the reason I know this is because of the surrounding cards. The Queen of Swords energy that we just talked about, the Seven of Swords energy, and also the Sun. Like, you have the ability now to get out of this. And it's self-imposed. This Eight of Swords energy is totally self-imposed. And the advice here is to just try to unbound yourself from this as quick as possible. Like, you want to move fast, and you're going to use your smart intellect approach that you have earlier in the month to get out of this quickly. Don't stay stuck. Don't panic. You just move quickly to resolve this, is the advice. Don't overthink it. This Eight of Swords is like totally overanalyzing and overthinking something so that you don't move. Please don't do that. Just take an action. Trust your intuition to take an action to unbound yourself. Because if you stay and overthink it, you're just going to throw yourself back into that old energy of you doubting yourself. If you move quickly, it's going to be correct. You are so, Cancers, like you're so perceptive. Like you feel and you see really deep things. So just act. The advice I'm feeling really strongly is to just move right away to deal with this. For a few of you, it could be an outside circumstance, but I really don't think so. I feel like it's your own mental state. So don't get into that self-blame or limiting beliefs about yourself. It's just going to throw you back into that old energy and old patterns. And there's a really unique opportunity here to finally break out of that pattern. And the reason why I know this is, like I said, is because of this Queen of Swords energy and everything else that you've gone through in the month up to this point. This is a really unique opportunity to confront your self-imposed limitations and your self-criticism and to just liberate yourself from that. You're going to be able to liberate yourself. You're going to have the ability to do this based on the surrounding cards and everything else I've said of how the month is going to look like. So, again, the advice here is to just move quickly and stop doubting yourself. Like, you know what's right. Like, if you had your head up your ass, I would say that if I felt that in the cards. You don't. You have a lot of clarity. Other people around you aren't going to have this clarity, and it's going to feel frustrating and like you're alone. And I know that really sucks, Cancer, but you just have to stand in what you know is right and do it. You have to. I mean, this is a really precious opportunity to stand in your power and stand up for what is right and do what is right. And to not doubt yourself anymore. Yeah. Anyways, that's all I have for you, Cancer. I hope this reading was helpful. Let me know in the comments if you want what you thought about this reading. If you feel like it resonated, please like, share, and subscribe if this reading was helpful for you. Thanks, Cancer. Take care.